whether to do a musical number or not, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen, are the champions of the world. It's your boy Ojo Weisham here, back again with another video. And today, this bad boy is going to have a little bit in the middle. That's what I'm saying. The world champions, that is what Liverpool are right now. We have just beaten Flamengo 1-0 after Roberto Firmino scores a goal in extra time, in the first half of extra time, to sign, seal and deliver that trophy for our first time ever. 1981, we lost to Flamengo. 1984, don't know who we lost to. 2005, we lost to Sao Paulo. Fourth time lucky, we did it. So, now let's get right into the lineup. If you guys were on stream basically the lineup, I was on stream on FIFA, watching the Aston Villa versus Southampton match, which they got smacked up. Aston Villa anyway. But yeah, I was just watching that game, playing FIFA on stream, and then someone in my stream, shout out to Alan and Rob, tells me that the line has been announced. Have a look at it, and boy, I was happy. Full strength team, to be honest. We got, obviously, Gini Wijnaldum has had a little bit of a knock. But Alisson in goal, Robertson, Gomez, Van Dijk, and then, did I say Robertson? I can't remember. But Trent, you know the usual suspects at fullback. Then, holding midfield role, Henderson, then Keita and Ox in the two midfield positions, which we've been waiting for a very long time, and I was very happy to see it, and I was very curious to see how it works. Then we have the usual suspects up front, the front three, which was Salah, Firmino and Mane. My dad was a bit annoyed, actually, speaking of it. He kind of wanted Origi to be up top, but I kind of like that front three. I mean, it is the best front three in the world. But coming off the bench, I think Origi and Shaqiri are a bit more of an impactful sub. I know what I said last time when Firmino did it, but let's get into the game. I was very excited for this game, obviously, it being a final, and also I was a bit nervous as well because this Flamengo side, they've got European aspects to them with a bit of the Brazilian flair, and it's quite, the manager, I think it's Jorge Jesus, or I can't remember exactly his name, the ex-manager of Benfica. But yeah, I was just, a bit nervous. I was like, they've got Gabigol as well. He's been banging them in. They've got a bit of experienced players as well. But the first few minutes, I'm being honest with you, how the hell we went at least 1-0 up baffles me. It just baffles me. So, we get the ball over literally, I think they get a shot from far out, and then nothing happens. And then we get the ball, and then, Trent gets the ball. And when he does when I tell you he does the most beautiful ball over the top, Firmino's the defenders who, by the way, Flamengo defenders played brilliantly today. I've got to give all credit where it's due. They played absolutely brilliantly today. But they were caught flat-footed in that moment. Roberto Firmino gets through on goal, 1-on-1 the goalkeeper. There's a defender behind him, and he becomes off balance, and yeah, he just misses. It was a very annoying chance to miss. I mean, especially 40 seconds into, the game. I think it was like 40 seconds. It was definitely quicker than the Champions League final when Salah got Mane gets the penalty and Salah converts it. And it happened all so quickly. But sadly, it doesn't happen. And then straight afterwards, a few minutes after, I think this was like 5 minutes in, Salah gets the ball, I think maybe from a ball from either Henderson or Trent. And then ball gets played in behind. Salah does well. Cuts it back into Naby Keita. And then I'm thinking, yes, Naby Keita's going to do this again. Oh, it's going to be great. But then no, he blaze it over the bar. And once again, his head is held up, while shooting, he doesn't put his head over the ball. He keeps his head high and just hit balloons it over. A bit, annoying because we had two very good chances in the first few minutes. We got outnumbered. The crowd was outnumbered. The Flamengo fans were everywhere. You can kind of tell towards the end. I'll get onto that in a bit. And yeah, we just had so many chances. Then Trent was having so much freedom down that right-hand side. He even gets the ball and just goes with a nice drilled shot. But sadly, it does go wide. But then after that, we had like 10-15 minutes where we were on top of them. And then all of a sudden, just like that, it was just wow. Yeah, they controlled the ball. They were having a lot of possession, not doing much with it, to be fair. But they were controlling the ball, getting corners here or there. I mean, they had a few balls in behind where if it was on another day, it could have been a goal. I mean, that Pedro Enrique guy, he was giving Trent a very tough time towards the final, towards the end of the half. And then, yeah, it was all very, very, yeah, it was just very weird, if I'm being honest. And, yeah, it was, but yeah, not really a lot of chances happened after that. And yeah, the less I talk about the ref, probably the better. I mean, I'll get onto that in a bit. Now, you know what? Screw him. I'm gonna talk about the refs. That first half was were the warning signs, if I'm being completely honest. So, one thing that kept on happening, which kept on frustrating me, and if you didn't watch the match, then you can't really, you won't probably understand it. But like every single foul that was given, it would always be favouring Flamengo. And I was like, hey, yo, we've got an Arabic player out here in these streets, man. If you're going to be sorting us out, Qatari ref, why are you not sorting us out? But that, so fouls they kept on getting fouls. Anything they'd claim, they'd get. So if they said, oh, this guy fouled me, they'd get it. Oh, it came off him, they'd get it. Like everything would happen. And then the thing that just annoyed me, there was two things that annoyed me. There was one where there was a 1-2 where Keita does very, very well to get the ball. He gets the ball, lays into Salah. Salah does a nice little flick for a nice little 1-2 for Keita to run onto. What does Felipe Luis do? Barges him and blocks him out of the way. What does the referee say? No foul. And I'm like, that's a blatant foul. He's blocking him and don't understand it. Then there was another one. There was a free kick on the left-hand side. Trent and Robbo deciding who to take. And then all of a sudden, it gets crossed in. And then I look and the referee's given a foul to Flamengo. They're giving a free kick. But yeah, you look at the replay and Henderson's getting grabbed like head, shoulder, knees and toes. Like they were doing like the whole nursery rhyme. They were nursery rhyming him. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, I'm telling you. Joe Hart was there doing the adverts as well for head and shot. The hands were all over the place. Hands were all over the place. Doesn't even get consulted by VAR. Referee, how you can give that as a foul to them boggles my mind. And yeah, but bar from that, as I said, Flamengo had a few crosses in the box, which sometimes Van Dijk didn't really handle them quite well, in my opinion. But apart from that, not really much to say. Liverpool had the clear chances. We had about two or three good chances in that first half where we could have been home set and dry, if I'm being completely honest. Would have calmed down the crowd and whatnot. But Liverpool always like to do things difficult. But yeah, and then second half comes around and same thing again. We started very, very well. First few minutes, Salah has a great chance. The ball gets fizzed in by Trent Alexander-Arnold. And Salah does as best as he could, if I'm being completely honest. There was actually another chance in that first half that I've just thought of right now that annoyed me a lot. When Salah was down that left wing, I'm pretty sure it was in the first half. But he was down that left wing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, yeah. It was down that left wing and he had so much time. We know how quick Salah is. Yeah, everybody knows how quick Salah is. All he has to do, he has so much time in space. I'm pretty sure he's coming up against Rafinha. He's going to do Rafinha for pace. And what does he do? Don't get twisted. On the right hand side, there's like a good 3v1 situation. But the closest player is the defender. So Salah should have just ran past him. Beat him on a one-on-one situation, which he could easily do. And then create an overload and potentially get a goal in that first half. But then he decides to go with a ball over the top, a kind of like a lazy ball over the top, and he ends up going straight to him. The chance gets ruined. And it was probably one of the best opportunities that weren't clear cut, if you get what I mean. So that annoyed me. But then going into the second half, as I said, Salah hits with his right foot, just marginally goes wide. And yeah, and then the chance, as I said, Roberto Firmino missed a big chance in the first half, and then he was just like, you know what? Yeah, let me miss another one. And this one, how that didn't go in, I have no idea. So the ball gets played in a nice curved little ball. You know the ones that you just go like that. Those ones. Gets a nice, brilliant curved ball in behind, and then Firmino does absolutely brilliantly to flick it up set himself up for the half volley, and you're thinking, boy, this goal's going to be beautiful. It's going to be, you can already feel it. And then he shoots, he hits the post, and you're like, oh, it's going to go in. Then it just goes all the way across onto the other side and goes out for a goal kick. And he did everything right bar the finish. I think he kind of mishit the ball because he kind of like hits the ground on a little bit on it. It's not really the cleanest finish, but it would have been such a great goal if I'm being completely honest. Then, as I said, it was kind of similar. We started the half very, very well, and then Flamengo, all credit to them. It's their last game of the season, to be fair. They're trying to end the season up on the high, and they had a brilliant chance with Gabigol. And I forgot to mention the one Pedro Henrique, I can't remember his name now, but their winger was absolutely just insane. I mean, if it wasn't for Joe Gomez in one of the occasions, he could have easily forced Alisson to make a save. And the first time that any goalkeeper actually got made to force a save was a brilliant cross in from the left hand side from Flamengo, and then Gabigol out of nowhere, Gabriel Barbosa just comes out of nowhere with a bicycle kick. No, actually, sorry, I am wrong. That happened afterwards, I'm pretty sure. But before that, Alisson, I'm not sure if that, but Alisson does a very, very good save. The ball gets played into Gabriel Barbosa, and he sees Van Dijk. Personally, I think he sees Van Dijk and gets a little bit intimidated. So he goes in for the snapshot. The snapshot forces a very, very good save onto Alisson, who manages to get low down quick enough and palms it wide for a corner, which in that second half, they had so many corners. It was just a shame, but for them, that they didn't have enough tall players. And we had Van Dijk and Joe Gomez. They every single time, most of the time, until towards probably the end of towards the end of the second half, that's only when they started to just cross it in, because they tried playing it short so many times because they were getting so many corners. It took us Liverpool a while to actually get a corner, but then there was another one where there was a cross, Gabriel Barbosa or Gabigol does a nice little bicycle kick, not enough power, not enough height. Alisson makes a very simple save. But then there was also another big chance, Roberto Firmino, but it was really mad. There was a chance down on the left hand side, then the ball goes out to Rob, then the chance gets all skewered. Then it goes straight out to Robertson. Robertson then scuffs his shot. It goes straight to Firmino. Firmino was not expecting it, and it ends up going straight towards the goalkeeper. But luckily he was in offside position to save himself for any blushes. And and then towards the end, this is the bit that just frustrated me. Obviously, Ox did get a massive injury as well, which was very sad to see. To be honest, when I saw him holding his knee, which did not give me any confidence whatsoever, because obviously, if you guys don't know, 2 years ago, was it 2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago against Roma, he did suffer a knee injury, which ruled him out for the whole of last season. So luckily it was not even luckily, but still, it was his ankle this time, so it wasn't a reoccurring injury. So hopefully it won't be too long. At least if it's like a month or so, that wouldn't be too bad, especially with the coming of Minamino as well. So hopefully, fingers crossed that Ox does come back to fitness, because we all know how good of a player Ox is, and yeah, hopefully, I'm just hoping for that. But yeah, getting into it, all their players started getting cramp and all of this shenanigans. A brilliant save gets forced from Henderson. The goal, So Trent crosses the ball in. The goalkeeper picks it up, throws the ball out, says he's got cramp, and all of this, blah blah blah. And then, says he's got cramp. He's there for like a few minutes, time wasted at 0-0, and then all of a sudden, Mane gets the ball on the break, plays into Salah. Salah plays it off back into Henderson, and Henderson with a la Chelsea. If you guys don't remember that game, Chelsea versus Liverpool, where we won 2-1, where Henderson scores that cracker, boom, out of that, and he just brilliant save. The goalkeeper who had cramp, and I've never seen a goalkeeper have cramp. Let's be honest here. You make a few saves, but come on, you're a goalkeeper. You're not really doing that much running. Gets cramp and just pulls off an absolute worldie, and saves it, tips it over the crossbar into the top corner. But before we get into extra time, we need to talk about something. So, it is the 91st minute. The ball gets played in behind into Sadio Mane. Mane goes for a shot and gets clipped by Rafinha. Last man, about to score, gets clipped, and the referee gives a penalty. I am downstairs just like, yes, let's go, bang, all of this. Yeah, we were just absolutely just loving life. Then we see it go for VAR, and we have a look, and we're like, ooh, interesting. Now, it goes to VAR, and when he goes to the screen, me and my dad are like, yeah, they're not giving it as a penalty. At least they're giving it as a free kick. They look at it, and me, I'm thinking, free kick and a red card. I don't know if FIFA rules have changed. You guys let me know in the comment section below. But last man denying a goal scoring opportunity, and it's in the last minute of the game. I'm sorry, but that's a red card. Personally, I don't think it was a penalty. I definitely think it's a free kick, not a drop kick from a goalkeeper. How that referee, and you guys may disagree with me, but how that referee, and he was awful for me throughout the whole game. I've mentioned it before. There were so many things. I've lost count of how many things. There was the one on Salah where apparently it was a foul. How? There was even one with Felipe Luis and the centre-back clashed together, and yet Oxlade-Chamberlain fouled him. The referee was awful the whole game. And yet that moment was, for me, not a penalty. It was very, for me, it wasn't a penalty. I think it was outside the box. But how you've not given that as a free kick boggles my mind. You can look at whatever replay or whatever, but it is a free kick. You guys may disagree with me, but personally, I thought it was a free kick. But yeah, and it just kind of felt like then, oh, it's not going to be one of those days. It looks like this, the referee, we're playing against 12 men, we're doing this, we're doing that, and all of a sudden, extra time comes along, and si, senor. I know the next lyric, give the ball to Bobby and he will score. If it's in extra time, yes, he will. If it's in the last, when it's clutch, si, senor. Roberto Firmino, Bobby Firmino. Let's just talk about the goal. So, as I said, every half he's had a big chance. But this time, a brilliant ball. Jordan Henderson. Brilliant ball in behind into Sadio Mane. He calls the centre-backs out. Liverpool tried doing that ball in behind. It worked in the first few minutes, but then Flamengo managed to adapt to it very well. And then in extra time, the ball finally worked. And then we had a brilliant 2v1 situation. And Mane gets the ball, turns around, sees Roberto Firmino free, goes off to his side, and then Firmino gets past the goalkeeper. And then what does he do? Takes a shot right into the open net. The centre-back gets a little clip onto it, but it wasn't enough. And we already know Roberto Firmino, what he's going to do. He's going to take his top off. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Flamengo fans are crying. They've been singing about 1981, even now. But guess what? It's 2019, and Liverpool have done it. And that's it. And then that was really it for the rest of the game. Obviously, Lallana came on for Ox, and then Origi came on for, well, that was in normal time. And then, yeah, we were just doing our thing. I'm not even going to lie to you. Milner came on. Just once that goal went in, Milner came on just to shore things up. And Origi came off at half-time. And then Shaqiri came on towards the end for Mohamed Salah. But, yeah, it was just amazing. We managed to seal it out because these guys, towards the end, towards the 119th minute, had a very, very good chance and once we scored, once we scored, Salah had a very good opportunity to actually make it 2-0, where, again, Mr. Cramp, the goalkeeper, pulls off a brilliant save from Mohamed Salah, who just tries to curl into the top corner. And I'm pretty sure, before the half started, before extra time started, Gabigol comes off with cramp. Next thing you know, comes on, tries to score a header from a tight angle, and I think that's what led to the goal, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was just a bit mad, if I'm going to be honest. But then, yeah, we do an absolute madness. We get the goal, and then some young guy comes on for Flamengo towards the end. Ball gets crossed in, gets blocked, gets crossed in again, and the poor guy, don't really feel sorry for him. Sorry, not sorry. Manages to hit the ball over. It was off balance. It was kind of a difficult shot for him. But yeah, managed to, and that was it. That was the end of the game. Managed to win it 1-0. First time an English team has won the Super Cup, the Champions League, and the World Club Cup. We are living history right now, Liverpool. We are the best team in the world, undisputed, and that's it. And also, City managed to beat Leicester, which, if we beat Leicester on Boxing Day, league title's ours, in my opinion. So, let's go now into player ratings. Alisson, for me, I don't care. 9 out of 10 performance. Had to make the saves when he had to. He had that little bit of a ish moment when I think it was Gabigol managed to actually block him. Didn't end up being much, but whenever he had to be, whenever he had to do something, he was there, made some good saves. And yeah, so for me, 9 out of 10. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold. First 10 minutes was brilliant, if I'm being completely honest. First 10 minutes, he was absolutely brilliant. Then 15 to 45, I was very worried for him. Joe Gomez managed to bail him out a few times. He got caught in behind by that winger who was absolutely amazing for them. So it was a bit of a weird one, but then towards the end of the game, he started getting a hang of him. And he ended up coping with him quite well towards the end. So, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. I don't think he had a poor performance, but it wasn't his best performance either. Joe Gomez, for me, 10 out of 10 performance. I'm being completely honest. Finally, we are seeing the Joe Gomez, which we have been waiting for so long. He was an absolute beast. Yeah, for me, he was better than Van Dijk. You guys may disagree with me, but his distribution today was very good. That was one thing I've been very critical of Joe Gomez, and one thing is his distribution. His distribution today was very good. His tackling was amazing. His recovery pace was amazing, especially for that chance in the first half where Trent gets caught in behind and he's just there just to sweep everything up. It was just absolutely amazing performance there from Joe Gomez. Brilliant stuff. For me, 10 out of 10 performance for him. Van Dijk, I'm going to say 8.5 for me. There was a few times where he did actually make things a bit more nervy. Especially from crosses, that he'd try and clear it out and he would just get skewed and whatnot. But overall, he was still very good. That was just my only pet peeve with that. Now, Andy Robertson, again, I'm going to go with 8.5. Was always an option for Mane, and Mane was always an option for him. He was intercepting the ball well. He was driving very well. It was a good battle, though, to be fair. They had some good battles in that game. I thought he played quite a decent game, to be honest. But now, the midfield, if you said the first half, I would have probably given all 6 out of 10s, if I'm being completely honest. Because, first half, I just felt the midfield was so disjointed. Even though I was very happy with this midfield, I felt like it was super disjointed. They were winning the midfield battle every single time. And I feel like that's why we weren't able to dominate the game like we wanted to, because of the midfield battle. Oxlade-Chamberlain, as much as I want him to recover and being well, he did not play well today. And I kind of wanted Klopp to bring him off beforehand. Sadly, he did get the injury. But, he didn't have a good game. For me, it was a 6 out of 10 performance. It wasn't a good performance for me from Oxlade-Chamberlain. But fingers crossed he's well. Now, Naby Keita, I'm going to say it wasn't his best performance, especially of late when he's been doing 9 out of 10s, 10 out of 10 performances for me. Should have scored in the first half. He gave a ball away sloppily a few times as well. I don't know why. He just didn't seem like he had the same confidence that he's had in the past few weeks. I'm not really too sure why. Hopefully, against Leicester, hopefully he still plays. For me, I'm going to say 7 out of 10 performance for me for Naby Keita. And then Jordan Henderson, for me, 9 out of 10 performance. Was very good, put his all in. Obviously, was a massive contribution towards the goal. In addition to just always trying to look for a ball in behind. He was just always there. Always helping out Trent and whatnot. He was, for me, a very, very good performance for him. So me, I'm giving him a 9 out of 10. Now, Mohamed Salah. By the way, how did Mohamed Salah win the best player of the tournament? I know he's Arabic, and I know they're in Qatar. So maybe that trophy was already engraved for him before the tournament was done. But how the hell? And you could kind of tell that the Flamengo fans were a little bit pissed. But for me today, had a good chance to score. But bar from that, it was a bit quiet from both wingers, to be fair, today. I thought they were a bit too quiet. I have no idea. I'm going to say, for me, 7.5, because it was still giving danger, but it wasn't at his best. Now, Sadio Mane got an assist for the goal. Was influential for that. Again, wasn't at his best again. So I'm going to give him 8 out of 10 because he got the assist. But Lord knows how he deserved that yellow card. I'm being honest here. I didn't think he deserved that yellow card in the first half. Rafinha was grabbing him. And Mane does have a naughty side to him. He does lash out a few times. And But yeah, I thought he should have got a yellow card as well, Rafinha, but what do I know? But yeah, for me, 8 out of 10 performance. Now, Roberto Firmino, Bobby Firmino, Mr. Si Senor. This one's such a weird one for me. Obviously, he did get the winner. But, bro, he could have got this game ended. He could have ended this game by the second half. Easily, he could have ended this game. But he did get the winner. So, for that reason, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. 9, screw it, 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10 performance. To be honest, reason because I'm a bit gassed because we won, and also because, to be honest, his passes were a little bit sloppy at times. I did feel like he did get the goal. He could have taken his chances a bit better to seal the game off. But yeah, his passing sometimes was a bit off, if I'm being completely honest. And then we had, who was it? Goals. And then Milner came on. There was one thing that he did brilliantly, which was that foul, I think, on Pedro Enrique when he was doing what James Milner does, which is just getting a foul and, you know, calming things down. Well, not calming things down, but you get the gist of it. Then Origi didn't really do much. He was actually quite good at holding the ball up and whatnot towards the end of the game, and, you know, kind of calming things down up front. And, you know, people, you know, I thought he did quite well. So for me, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Same with Milner. And then Shaqiri, Lallana, when he came on, he did all right. Good, decent cameo. Not really much to talk about, if I'm being honest. There was a few times when he was involved in a few of the counter-attacks and whatnot. But again, decent performance. 7 out of 10. And Shaqiri, nice little cameo. So 6 out of 10. For me, though, one thing I did like was when the Genie Van Alden song, that original song came on. And the Liverpool fans started singing it. The Liverpool players started singing. That was really good. But Leicester is next, which is going to be a very big game. Leicester is next. Hopefully we can get the win. We are, as world champions, we've got the 6 stars, and now we are world champions, undisputed. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Also, leave your player ratings down there in the comment section below. Leave me your opinions about who was your man of the match and whatnot. And yeah, do you think... what's your opinions on the Leicester game coming up as well? And all of that. I'll leave some polls down here, because normally wherever I say is the opposite. So I'm going to say the poll should be down here, well, up here. And yeah, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel as well, because we are so close to 400 subscribers. It will mean the world to me if we can reach that goal. But yeah, it's your boy Ojo Isam here. We are the champions of the world, and I hope you guys have a very nice day.